Couple of days back, we went live on YouTube talking about generative AI. In case you are a complete beginner in the field of generative AI, you want to get started with generative AI, you have some basic knowledge on machine learning or even basic knowledge on Python, you can still learn generative AI. However, the recommended path is to learn natural language processing, transformers, and then jump into generative AI. But even if you are a complete beginner, you have no idea about generative AI, you want to explore, then you should definitely go and watch out our previous video. The link will be in the description. It was almost a 2 hour session on generative AI where we talked about various topics related to basics of transformers, basics of large language models, what are context windows, what are prompts, what are prompt engineering concepts. We also learned about RAG chats, as in RAG based chatbots, what are vector databases, vector indexes, and we also ended up the session with a short project which was related to a research paper based chatbot. Now, if you remember, in that particular video, we used OpenAI to create our final project. Many of you suggested that, sir, we might not be able to test it because OpenAI recently has done some changes where you have to add your credit card. Without adding, you cannot really test OpenAI models. Long back, 6-7 months back, OpenAI was allowing you to, give, they were giving free credits like $5 credits, which was good enough for testing purposes. But now, many students are not able to test it out. So what we are doing is, in this video, we are focusing on the same project, the research paper based RAG chatbot, but we will be using an open source model. What do you mean by that? First of all, open source large language models are those models that are publicly available, not as an API, but you have to download the physical models, which could be like a 8 GB, 16 GB, 20 GB kind of model. You have to take it to your own system and you have to call that large language model. So in this session, we are going to do that. Apart from that, in case you have a specific requirement on using a specific large language model, let's say Mistral, Mixtral, or any other thing, let me know in the comment section and we will come back with a separate video. So this video is focused on an end-to-end project in the space of generative AI, especially the research chatbot using open source models, especially Llama. So today's session is going to be taken by one of my interns. I would not say intern because he started working with me like 6 months back, but currently he is also working on multiple freelancing projects and various other things with me for my YouTube channel, for my Udemy courses and so on. His name is Dhruv Saxena. His LinkedIn profile will be in the description. You can also connect with him in case you have any questions related to generative AI. He's currently doing his masters from the United Kingdom. He just started with his masters. He's going to be graduated by 2026. So over to Dhruv and let's get started with this video. In case you have any questions or anything, let me know in the comment section. And before proceeding, just one last statement that in case you want to learn AI from scratch, everything starting from Python, SQL, stats, machine learning, NLP, generative AI, deep learning, everything related to the field of data, science and AI. On top of that, Power BI and Tableau are also added to my program. You can enroll for my end-to-end program, which is priced at 9,999, and I'm giving it at a discounted price of 5,999. You just have to pay 5,999. You are enrolled for this program, and you can ask me any type of questions during your journey. Apart from that, I will also be helping you out in the resume preparation and interview preparation as well. Over to Dhruv. See you in the video.
Hello guys, this is Dhruv Saxena from University of Hertfordshire. I am doing my masters in the field of artificial intelligence and robotics, and I am working in the field of data scientist and generative AI in past couple of years. So today I am creating a RAG pipeline by using Llama 2 as my large language model, which is provided by Meta. And the key specific feature of this video that the model Llama 2 is present in my local disk. So from the Hugging Face, I am downloading this model. So what you have to do, you have to just download this model and keep this model in your disk. So let's begin this video, and first of all, what I will do, I will import some dependencies. So now what I will do, I will also import OS, and I will also import warnings so as to ignore the warnings which are coming in between. Filter warnings. So I will ignore all these warnings. After this, what I will do, I will go from LangChain only, from langchain.llms, I will import C transformers. Basically, the model which is present I am using is a quantized model. So this is a quantized model. So for quantized model, we import C transformers. So after this, what I will do, I will give my model path. So basically the model is present in my Google Drive. I have uploaded my model in the Google Drive. So I will just give the path where the model is situated. So I will give the path of the model. Now what I will do, I will call my LLM from C transformer model is equals to model path, and model type is equals to llama. Basically it's a llama model. And I will also give some config, some special instructions to my model. Let call my model. I will call my model. So after this, the model is being loaded. After this, what I will do, I will also call embeddings also. So from Hugging Face only, I will call embeddings. So let me import sentence transformer. From sentence transformer, import sentence transformer. So my embedding model is embedding model. Basically, which model I am using, from sentence transformer. Basically, I will be using this. I will be using this BAI BGE base EN v1.5. So basically, I'm using this model. So from langchain dot embedding, I will import Hugging Face embedding. Hugging Face embedding. Okay. So my embedding model is also loaded. So now what I will do, I will just give my model path, basically embedding model path. So this is my embedding model path. So what I will do, I will just copy the path of the model, copy path. So embe embedding model underscore path is equals to this. So this is the embedding present in my local only. So now what I will do, I will initialize my embedding. Embeddings is equals to Hugging Face embeddings. And what I will do, I will model underscore name is equals to embedding model path, and I will also give some model quarks. I will also pass model quarks and encode quarks. So now the embedding is being called. Now my embedding model is also loaded. So now what I will be do, I will basically I'm creating a RAG pipeline. So I have to give my, I'm using a RAG PDF document. So I will basically I will chunks, I will create a chunks from that PDF. So from LangChain only I will import PyPDF loader and text splitter, basically recursive text splitter. So now I will my PDF reader. Basically, I will read my PDF. Goes to my PDF loader, and I will pass the path of the PDF. Basically, I will copy the path of the PDF. Now what I will do, I will read my document. So it's a PDF underscore reader dot load. Basically, I will load my document. So my document is being has been loaded. So let's check whether the document is loaded or not. So my document is loaded. Basically, this is the content in my PDF. So I just read my PDF. Now what I will do, I will create the chunks from this PDF. So text underscore splitter is equals to recursive character text splitter. Now I will chunk size. Basically, what in how much size the PDF should be chunked. At every 1,000 steps, basically it create one chunk. So I will pass my chunk size is equals to 1,000, and I will also pass chunk overlap. So it will be 200. Chunk overlap will be 200. So now I will create chunk. So chunk is equals to text underscore splitter dot split document, and I will pass document. So let me check whether the chunk is being created or not. See, my chunk is being created from this PDF. I have splitted this PDF into smaller chunks. So now what I will be do, I will pass all these chunks and my embeddings to my vector store. So I am using files as my vector DB from LangChain only. LangChain dot vector stores. I will import files. So now I will initialize my vector DB equals to files from documents. So what I will documents is equals to chunks. Documents is equals to chunk, and my embedding is equals to embeddings. So basically now it will be stored in my vector DB embeddings. So now I will retrieve this. I will create a retriever. Basically it's providing context to my LLM. So I will create a retriever. So I will create a retriever. Retriever is equals to vector DB dot as underscore retriever. So basically the required retriever is just a context which I provided to my LLM when user asks a question. So now I will initialize my template. Basically this is the instruction to my LLM what it should perform. So now I will create a prompt template from this instructions. So I will also import chain and prompt template from my LangChain only. Basically, I will create a retrieval chain and prompt template from this instruction. I will create a prompt template. I will create a template. Dot prompt underscore template, and I will pass this template. So now what I will do, I will create a chain. conversational chain, retrieval chain. So chain is equals to conversation retrieval chain, and what I will pass LLM. I have to pass my LLM is equals to LLM, my retriever is equals to retriever, and my basically my prompt this. So I have to pass this also, condense prompt template question prompt. So let me pass this also, condense question prompt is equals to condensc underscore question prompt. And what I will pass, I will return my source document. So source document true, and verbose will be false. So basically this is small. And now what I will do, I will just call my chain. Basically it's giving me error. So what I will do, I will just basically, so let me run this one again. So yeah, my chain is being called. So now what I will do, I will ask a query from user. Now we'll ask a query from user. So first of all, I will create a chat history. So basically it keep a record what user asks and what AI gives the answer. It keep a track record. So it will be in a list format, and my query is basically the document which I have used is a rag paper only. So I will just simply ask what is rag. I will ask this, and I will just call my chain dot invoke, chain dot invoke. So what I will do, I will this basically I will pass my question, basically the query, and my chat history, and after this I will print the result also. So I will call this. So it will take some time basically because it is using the resources from our local system only. So it will take time to give me the answer. So basically the template is used to give the instruction to my LLM what it should do. This retriever is a context. Basically what I am providing to my LLM. I am providing my query and context to my LLM. So it will take time. Let it be run. In the meantime, what I will do, I will also manage the history also, chat history. So what I will do, if I call the chat underscore history, so it will be empty if I run first. So I will also manage this. So what I will do to manage this from langchain only, langchain dot underscore core dot messages. I will import human message and AI message. I will call this, and after that what I will do, chat history dot extend human message. So content will be query. So see my chain has been run. So what it gives, rag stands for retrieve and generate. It is a method for text generation that use the input sequence to retrieve text document and use them as an additional context when generating the target sequence. So basically this is the rag pipeline. So now what I will do, I will just call the chat history. So see this is empty. So what I will do, from LangChain core message I will call human message and AI message. and this is my human message, and my AI message is content equals to result and answer. So this is my human, this is my AI message. So see, if again I run the chat history, it will manages the history of my chat. Basically, what user asks, what is rag, and what my LLM gives the output is here. So this is very helpful. If I again run my rag pipeline, if I ask, please convert this output into a points. So basically, it will provide the context to my LLM. Yeah guys, this is the small video on basically a rag pipeline by using a llama 2, and thank you very much. So hello guys, so now we have created a rag pipeline on collab. So now what I will do, I will convert this rag pipeline into a Flask application and run that application in my local system. So let's do. So for that, what you have to do, you have to open your GitHub account and you have to create a GitHub repo. So what I will do, I will just create a GitHub repo by the name of local llama 2, and I will add readme file, and I will also add git ignore file and MIT license. So let's create a repo. So my repository has been created. Now what I will do, I will just copy the path of the repository, copy the link of the repository, and in my desktop what I will do, I will open the terminal, and inside the terminal I will just type git clone and the link which we have copied from the GitHub repo. So what it will be do, it will just copy the folder inside my local drive. So now what I will do, I will open the local drive and I will just right click and open terminal, and I will type code space dot. So what this will open the VS Code terminal for this directory. So now my VS Code terminal is being opened. So now what I will do, I will just create a one virtual environment. So for that, just open a new terminal and select the command prompt. Open the command prompt terminal, CMD. So here what we have to write, we have to write conda create minus p venv virtual environment venv python equal equal 3.10 hyphen y. So this will create a virtual environment. In the meantime, what I will do, I will just create a requirements.txt file. I will create requirements.txt requirements.txt file, and inside that what I will be do, I will add the requirements which I have to which I have needed. So I will just save this, and my environment has been created virtual. So what I will be do, I will just activate this virtual environment. So for that, what you have to write, you have to write conda activate is activate virtual environment name and slash. So my environment has been opened. So now what I will be do, I will just install the requirements.txt file. So for that, pip install minus r requirements.txt. So my requirement is being installing. So for till so now what I can do, so I will create a folder by the name of model. Here the model will be present which I have downloaded from the Hugging Face. So I have downloaded my model from the Hugging Face. So This is my model. So I will just, what I will do, I will just paste my model here inside the model directory. So I have downloaded this model from the Hugging Face. So my model is present inside this model directory. And what I will be do, I will create a source folder, and inside source folder, basically there is a python file.py file by the name of run underscore local dot py. So this file I will create, and what I will be do, I will just create a folder by the name of templates, where my HTML part will be present, HTML code will be present, templates folder, and inside templates folder I will create two .html file, that is first .html and index.html. So I will create these two files. I will create one app.py file, app.py file. I will also create this. So now let's wait for the dependencies to install. Then I will code the run local.py file. What issue is showing? So basically it's created a folder. So I have to create a file inside this run underscore local.py. So now what I will be do, I will import basically C transformers from LangChain only, and I will create a function by the name of initialize LLM. Basically in this function I will call my LLM, initialize LLM, and what I will do, I will just write LLM is equals to C transformers and my model path. Basically model is equals to, what is my model path? Basically I will create a path from the model directory, copy relative path, and I will just paste this here, and I will write model type. Basically model type is llama. I am using llama 2, basically 7b. So I will just write llama, and I will also add some configuration file. So what I will do, I will just write the configuration file, configuration to the model. So now I will just return LLM. Now what I will be do, now I will inside the app.py file, basically what I will be do, I will import some dependencies. So I will import all these dependencies. Basically prompt template files is my vector db, pdf loader, splitter, chain, embeddings, as well as sentence transformer. Now I will also require from Flask. I will import Flask request and render template. Apart from this, I will also require secure file name. Basically this is required. I am taking the I will, because basically the user will enter the file. So I require this, as well as I will also import warnings, and I will ignore all these warnings. Now what I will do, now I will also import this from run local. I will import initialize LLM. So for that we have to write from src dot run local import initialize LLM, and I will also require OS. So now what I have to do, basically I require my embeddings as well as chunks. So first of all, I will just write the path for my embedding. Basically, my embedding is not present in my here. I will have to download it from Hugging Face. So for that, I will give the path where the embedding should present. So for that, I will just give embedding path, model path. So this is the embedding model path. And what I will be do, if embedding is not present, then only it will download from the Hugging Face. Otherwise, if embedding model present, then it will skip that part. So for that, what will I do? If not os dot path exists embedding model path, then what I will do, embedding model, then I will download the embedding model. So that will be sentence transformer. I will just give the name of the embedding model, basically which model I have to download. So for that, what I have to do, I have to give this, basically BGE base EN V 1.5. And if embedding present, then what I should do, I will just pass that. I don't require my embedding again. I will not download my embeddings every time when I run this app.py file. So after this model, now what I will be do, I will just call my embedding. Embeddings is equal to Hugging Face embeddings, and I will give model is equals to model embedding model path, and my model quarks. My model quarks is device. This will be CPU. Basically, I am running in my CPU local machine, and encode quarks. Encode quarks will be normalized encode should be true. So this will be now. What I will do, I have called my embeddings. Now I will just write chat history, create a list, empty list by the name of chat history. This is required because I will manage the history of my chat also. Chat history equals to empty list. And now what I will be do, I will create a function by the name of load file. Basically, it will load the PDF file and read the document. So for that, what I will be do, I will load the PDF file. So I will create a function by the name of load file. So it requires file path as input. So loader equals to file PDF and file path, and I will load my document. Document will be equals to loader dot load, and I will give, and now what it will do, it will just return the document. So basically what this function will do, it will read my PDF file, the content of the PDF file. After this, what I need, I have read it the PDF file. Now I have to split the PDF file into a small chunks. So for that, what I will do, I will require recursive character splitter. Basically, I will into small chunks. So for that, also I will create a function by the name of chunking vector db. So I required chunking vector db, and what this function required. So this function required the document which I have readed. So for that, I will just now basically split documents into chunks. So for that, text splitter is equals to recursive character. So basically recursive character text splitter, and it requires two things, basically chunk size. What will be the chunk size? Means the splitting length. chunk underscore size will be 1000. So every 1000 word it will split the PDF and chunk overlap will be 200. So this is done, and now what I will do, I will just the split the document. So text underscore chunk will be text splitter dot split underscore documents will be documents. So this is done basically. Now what I will be do, I will just store this basically chunks as well as this embeddings into my vector DB, and I'm using what I'm using files as my vector database. Basically it requires two things, my chunks as well as embedding. So for that what I will be do, I will load my embeddings and chunks. So let me write the command, and now what I will be do, I will initialize my vector store. Vector store will be equals to files or from document. So it requires two things, that is first the chunks as well as the embeddings. So it requires two things, and what it will do, it will just return me the vector store. Now what I will be do, now I will create a template. Basically this will tell my LLM what should it tell. This will give my LLM an instruction what it has to do basically. So template will be this. Basically these all thing I have done in my collab notebook only. I am just converting that into a Flask application. And I will run this application inside my local system only. So basically it requires two things, chat history if history is present, and important thing is question. And this question will be is a user input. Now I will create a prompt template, question prompt template from this template, and for this I will import prompt template, and it requires template equals to template and input variables. Basically what it requires, the input variable from user. Basically this will be question. So this question basically as an input it requires. Now what I will be do, I just need to create a Flask application. So for that what I will be do, I will just write application is equals to Flask underscore name, and app is equals to application. And what I will be do, I will just write if underscore name is equals to underscore main underscore. Then what it will be do, it should run my application, Flask application, and the host will be 0.0.0.0, and my port will be, on which port it should run, it should run on 5000 port. And one thing also I will mention debug equals to true. So this thing has done. So before creating a Flask app, what should I do, I will just mention the code here, inside the first.html and the index.html. So this is the code for the first.html. Basically it is nothing, it is in this code. Basically the user will, it will ask user to upload the PDF basically, and the type will be PDF. So in this code the user will upload the PDF file, and inside the index.html basically what it will do, it will allow user to enter the query. Basically here the user will, here the user will write the query basically. user will mention its query here inside this index.html. So these are the two my HTML file. So now what I will be do, now I will create a route for the home page. Basically, as user opens the application, which page it should render. So it should render first.html is my home first page only. So for that, I will write app.route, and this will be slash only, and I will create a function depth index, and in this it will return render template will be what, first.html is my first page, first.html. Now what I will be do, now basically I will create a function which will, now I will create a start function which require PDF file, where basically here the user will upload the PDF file, and in the backend it will process my PDF file, and it will convert that PDF file into a chunks and save that PDF file into a vector database. So for that, what I will do, I will write a app.route, and here I will give start basically, and method, basically what method, methods will be get or post. So I will create a function by the name of def start, and if the request dot method is equals to post, then what it will do, it will just create a directory by the name of data. So it will create a directory by the name of data, and if directory is present, then it's okay. So basically it will create a directory by the name of data inside my llama 2 local llama 2, and basically user will enter file name, basically file equals to request dot files and file, and print file. Basically I will just check file. Now if the file is present, if file is there, then what it should do next, basically I will just save the file path. Basically I will, basically what it will do, the user will enter a file, and it will create a folder by the name of data, and inside that data the file will be saved. So I will just creating that file path. So file path is equals to os dot path dot join. Basically what, inside the data it will add, and I will add secure file name. Basically it is required secure file name, file dot file name basically. Now I will just save my file inside this path, file path. After this, what I will do, I am having file. So now what next should I do? Basically now after having file, I have to load that file, I have to create chunks of that file and store that into a vector db, and then I will call my llm. So in this, what I will be do, I will just call a function load file. Basically now I am having my document is equals to load file, and I will give what, file path, basically file path. And after that I will create a vector store and chunk that store is equals to chunk vector db, and inside that I will pass the document, this document which I have loaded. So after this I will store this vector, basically I will store this vector store inside the local directory here. So I will save that file, basically vector database vector store dot save local, and what name I will give, files. Basically the files vector db I am using, so I will save that with the name of files, and I will return render template. And after completing this step, the next step will be user will query the model. So for that, I am having index.html. So it will render that template after completing this part. So now I have to create another route in which the user will query the model, and it will in return it will get the answer. So for that I will create a next route by the name of get answer. So app route, and basically get answer, and same what it requires methods. So it requires methods, and inside this there is a function by the name of get answer. Basically I will create a function, and same thing again, if the request dot method is equals to post, then only the user will query. Method is equals to post, then user will input. I will take user input equals to request dot form, and I require question. After the user input, what I required, I have to call my LLM basically. So I will call my LLM from where? Inside run local I have initialized LLM. So for that, what I have done, basically I have called from source.run local initialize LLM. So I required this. So my LLM will be this. And after this, what I required, I will load my database, vector database. Basically, I have saved my database. So what will happen inside this, another folder will create by the name of files, where my vector db is present. So I have to call that also. So for that, what I will need, I need store. My vector store will be store equals to files dot load underscore local. Basically from the local only I'm calling, and it what I have to give, I have to pass my name of the folder inside which the vector database is present. My so it will it has name files, and it also required embeddings. And one important thing it requires, allow dangerous deserialization should be equals to true. So this should be true. Now what I have to, I will just, and I need to create a chain. Just so chain equals to conversational retrieval chain, and it requires what? It requires LLM. So I have called my LLM already. It requires what? It requires retriever. So my retriever is what? So my retriever is my store basically equals to store dot as underscore retriever. So basically this I will do. And what next it should do, it require basically this case search for top two results will come. And now I have to give the condensed question prompt also. Inside this I have to pass question prompt also. So condensed question prompt, and I also required source document return source document also should be true, and verbose should be false. Verbose should be false. So I required all these things. So condense question prompt. Why it's showing me error? Oh, this. So basically now I have initialized my chain also. Now I will just invoke my chain. So for that I will do result is equals to chain dot invoke, and inside this what I have to pass, I have to pass a dictionary, and inside that dictionary I require two things. First thing is question, and that question will be user input, and another important thing is what, chat history. Chat history is what, chat history, the empty list I have created. Now what I have to do, basically now I have to manage the chat history. So for that I will write chat history dot extend, and inside this what I have to create a list, and inside that list I have to write human message, basically what human asks. So for that my content will be for human message, the content will be what, the content will be user input, basically the input from the user and the AI message, and for that content will be what, so for that content will be result is my content, basically result and this. So now what I will do, I will just print this, print my, so I will create a f string and answer will be inside this curly braces result, and inside this bracket answer, and I will also print my chat history also. I will check whether I have managed the chat history or not, and in the last what I will do, I will just return the answer to my index.html. I will render that. So for that, what I will be do, I will just add index.html, and inside this my results. Basically, results will equals to this. So basically, what will be do? It will render my result inside the index.html, and inside the index.html, it will render my results here inside this. It will render my results. So I have just passed that only, results equals to result and answer inside the bracket. And now I will check first whether the code is completed. Now before running I will check whether there is some spelling mistake or not. Let me check it. Yeah, I think it's correct. Now what I will do, I will just run this. So first of all, in the inside the terminal, what I will do, I will clear my screen by CLS, and I will just type Python app.py. So it's giving me some print. Wait a minute. Uh, so basically, this should be in a single string. Let me clear the screen and run again. No, yes, now it has been run. I think. See, it is loading my model, basically, downloading my embedding. So I have also mentioned it in the above only. What I have mentioned. See, embedding model path. If it is not exist, then only it will download my embedding. Otherwise, it will skip that part. Why I have written this? Because I don't want to run, if I don't want to download my embeddings every time I run the app.py file. So that why I have mentioned this, if inside the if statement. So let download the embedding. In the meantime, what I will do, I will just ignore the files. Basically what I have to do, I have to ignore the file inside the .git ignore. Basically I don't want to push those files inside my GitHub repository. So what I required, I basically have to ignore my virtual environment, my model also I have to ignore, as well as my embedding model also I have to ignore. So basically I have to ignore all these three things inside my GitHub repo. So see, now I ignore that. Yeah, I've done this because I don't want to push these three things inside my GitHub repository. I don't require these things. So it is showing me error. Basically, what error it's showing me? Hugging Face embedding model. So basically, in line number 24, line 24, it is showing me Hugging Face embedding. I have imported that part also. Let me check whether what is the issue I'm facing. So let it be CUDA only. It will automatically take whether it is a CPU available or not. So now I will again run this. See now what happened. I again run this app.py and it has not downloaded this embedding again because it is already present inside my directory. So now it has given me the, I will open my this is my first.html. Basically inside this I have to upload my PDF. So this is a rag paper I need. So I just upload and submit this. So basically dot from documents, let wait. So basically it is from documents. Basically it is this. So what I will do, I will just again I will submit. Source.CUDA is not compiled. So what I will do, I will just let me check what error it's showing. Basically, I will just give CPU. And again, it is reloading. Now I will choose the file, open it, and I will hit submit. So now what it will be do? It will create a vector DB by the name of files. See, a vector DB is created inside my directory. And now what I will do, now it has rendered after creating vector DB, it has rendered the index.html page. So my index.html page is now open. So here what I will ask, I ask what is, basically I will ask what is rag, what to what is rag, explain me. So I will just hit submit and it is saying what, basically from V1 wrapper 1 validation C transformer unable to detect model type, please specify model type. Okay, let's check what error it's showing. So basically this error is coming from initialize LLM, basically from source folder, run local. Let me check what error is showing. Mm, Again I will ask, sim- mm, Uh, 4 error conversational chain dog required. Now in this, what is the error? Let me check whether what is the error is coming. Let me check what error is showing. Basically, this will be store only. Load local. Let it run again. So now it's running. Let's wait. Basically, it will take some time to give me the answer because the it is utilizing my resources, RAM and CPU, so it will take time. Let's wait for the answer. So basically, this is a what I have done. I have converted my. So yeah, I think it's give me something. Yeah, it is give me the output. Let's check. So see guys, it has given me the answer. So this is a small code which I have shown you how you can convert a collab notebook into a Flask application. So in this way, you can also convert your collab IPYNB file into a Flask file .py file. So now what I will do? I will just push this code to my GitHub repository. So I will also mention some of the steps what you have to do before you are inside the README, that what you have to do. So I have mentioned these things also. First, you have to create a virtual environment. Then you have to activate your virtual environment, and after that, you have to install these requirements.txt file. And I have also mentioned git ignore file also. I have mentioned the directory. So these all things I need to push. So what I will do? Llama to local, and I will just commit it inside my GitHub. So it has the my all the files has been committed to my GitHub repository. So let's check whether. So see, now there is nothing is present. So if I rerun it, see, all the things has been present inside my GitHub repo, and the steps are also mentioned. So yeah guys, this is a small video how you can convert your collab notebook into a Flask application. And this is Dhruv Saxena from my side, signing off. Thank you.
So thanks, Dhruv, for this wonderful session on leveraging this open source large language models and coming up with a RAG-based chatbot. I hope this session was fruitful for people who have joined. In case you have any questions, you can let me know in the comment section, or else you can reach out to me personally on multiple social media platforms, especially on LinkedIn. The codes used in this particular project are going to be shared in the description. And the generative AI video that we were talking about, we had done a generative AI session last week. That live session link will also be a part of this description. Now, one thing that we have not covered in this particular video, which we committed in the initial 5-6 minutes, was the deployment part. Flask application is ready, but what about the deployment? Now, deployment will be covered as part of the next video. So we will be taking this exact piece of project. We will be deploying it in AWS, either as a Docker image or directly into EC2 instance. We have not figured out that part right now, but we will have a separate dedicated video on the deployment. So stay tuned, watch out the channel, and please do not forget to like and subscribe the channel. And please don't forget to share it with as much people as possible. That's me, Satyajit Pattnaik, signing off. Thank you all again for joining the session.